Today we are making plov with chicken. I have here 3 chicken breasts that I cut up into 1-inch cubes, and I'm going to fry that in a heavy skillet with quite a bit of oil. I'll show you that in a minute. I sprinkle this with salt and black pepper to taste. Now I also have a whole head of garlic here that I peeled the outside skin off of, and I'm going to throw that into the frying pan first. Now I'm going to be making this in a heavy bottom skillet. You could probably do this in a Dutch oven or any other heavy bottom pan that you have that has a lid. Now I put in about maybe half a cup of oil, vegetable oil, and I'm heating it up. It's getting really hot. Now I'm going to put in that whole head of garlic, and then I'm going to throw in the chicken and brown it up, and I'll show you when that's done. So you see how the chicken is almost covered by the oil. You really want quite a bit of oil in your pan. And you want to fry the chicken over pretty high heat. Okay, so I turned the chicken over and the garlic as well. See that it's nice and brown. Now I'm going to let it go until the other side is about the same color. I'm not too worried about cooking the chicken fully through because it's going to cook further with the rice. But once this is browned, I'm going to put it in a separate bowl. And then I'm going to put these carrots and onions in the same oil to cook. Now I have 4 really large carrots that I cut up into these little matchsticks. And I also have, I guess, a little bit more onion than I have carrot that I cut up into very, very thin slices, half circles. Don't worry about the measurements. Again, you know, you can have a little less carrot, a little more carrot. You really want a lot of onion and a lot of carrot, but don't stress over it. So the chicken is browned, and I took it out and put it in a separate bowl, and then I put the carrots and onions into that same hot oil that I had the chicken cooking in, and I left the garlic in there, and I'm going to cook these until they're soft, maybe a little bit golden on the onion. You definitely don't want to caramelize the onions or get them brown, and I'll show you the next step when it's time. The carrots and onions have softened, and I sprinkled them with some salt to taste. And now I'm going to add some cumin seed. You want the whole seed, not cumin powder. About 2 tablespoons of cumin seed. You can add more or less to taste. And now I'm going to add 3 cups of rice. So this is the rice that I use. The woman who taught me how to make plov, who was from Uzbekistan, insisted that this is the only rice you can use to make plov here in the States. I don't know if that's true, but I listened to her advice. If you can't find this brand, it is sushi rice, so I guess you could probably use any sushi rice or any rice that you want. Another thing is that you can rinse your rice before cooking it. That'll make the grains fall apart more. You could also soak it for 20 minutes in cold water and then rinse it. My son prefers his plov a little bit mushy, so I don't rinse it before cooking. But if you do rinse, then you just keep rinsing it until the water runs clear. Once you add the rice, you want to stir it with the carrots and the onions. Put the chicken in the pot and cover it with about 1 inch of water over the rice. And then you bring it to a boil, lower the flame, and simmer it covered for about 30 minutes. Now you don't want to stir it while it's cooking. Once it's done, let it stand for 5 minutes and then fluff it with a fork and serve. Hope you enjoy.